Shabbat Shalom, good morning. Welcome especially to those of you who are guests of our congregation. We invite everybody to participate fully in our service, to read in our prayer books those parts marked for the congregation, and in the responsive readings, those sections in the italicized print. We also invite you to join us in singing all the melodies of our service, which begins now on the opening page of our prayer book. The synagogue is the sanctuary of Israel, born of our longing for the living God. The synagogue has been to Israel throughout our wanderings, a visible token of the presence of God in our people's midst. Its beauty is the beauty of holiness. Steadfast, the synagogue has stood as the champion of justice, mercy, and peace. Our truths are true for all people. Our love is a love for all people. Our God is the God of all people. As it has been said, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. Let all the family of Israel, all who hunger for righteousness, all who seek the eternal, find God here, and here find life. God and parent, we have entered your sanctuary on this Sabbath to hallow your name and to offer unto you prayers of thanksgiving. The week of toil is ended, the day of rest has come. You, creator of all, have given us the blessing of labor, so that by our work we may fashion our lives so they are of use and beauty. May the fruit of our labor be acceptable unto you. May each new Sabbath find us going from strength to strength, so that by your grace we may be helped to even worthier work. Make us conscious of our obligation to you and of the opportunities for service which you have put within our reach. Help us to use our power for the benefit of our world, so that the hearts of your children may be gladdened by the work of our hands.
Le'alam
We rise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvarei choshech, aseh shalom uvarei et hakol, hame'il la'aretz v'ledarim aleha berachamim, uv'tavo mechadesh b'chol yom, tamid ma'aseh v'reishit. Marabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita, malah ha'aretz kinyanecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or sha'asita, Yifa'arucha Sela, Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMe'orot. The breath of all life will bless, the body will exclaim. Were our mouths filled with song as the sea, and our tongues lapping joy like the waves, and our lips singing praises broad as the sky, and our eyes like the sun and the moon, and our arms open wide as the eagle's wings, and our feet leaping light as the deer's, it would not be enough to tell the wonder. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious name, whose dominion is forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvchol nafshecha uvchol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam ve'shivtecha Beveitecha, uvlectecha, vaderech, uvshachbecha, uvkumecha, ukshartam, leot al yadecha, vehayu, letotafot, ben einecha, uchtavtam, al mezuzot, beitecha, uvisharecha, lema'an, tizkaru, Avashitem et kol mitzvotai vihietem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzetai etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim le'ot lechem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall love Adonai, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words, which I command you this day, shall be upon your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them upon the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God. When we become aware of your presence, God, and when we consider what you mean to us, we discover our life's truth in the knowledge that we can worship you in holiness only as we serve each other in love. How much we owe to the labors of others. Day by day, they endure pain and peril for our sake. Time and again, they brave the terrors of the unknown for truths that shed light on our way. Numberless gifts and blessings have been laid in our cradles as our birthright. May we then be just and great-hearted in our dealings with one another, sharing the fruits of our common labor. Help us, Eternal One, to be among those who are willing to sacrifice that others may not hunger, who dare to be bearers of light in the dark loneliness of stricken lives, who struggle and even bleed for the triumph of righteousness in the world. So shall we be your partners in the building of your kingdom, for that has been our vision and goal through the ages. Let all be partners in freedom, singing the song of the sea.
Israel, ופתיחנו מחיודה וישראל, גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Please rise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel va'Ahoe, Rachel, Ha'el, Hagidol, Hagibor, Ve'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel, Hasidim, Tovim, V'Konei, Hakol, V'Zucher, Hastei, Avot, V'Imahot, Umevi, Geula, Livnei, Menahem, Lema'an, Shemo, Be'aharva, Melech, Ozer, Umoshiach, Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen, Avraham, Ve'ezrat, Sarah. Blessed is the power that moved our ancestors and sustained them on their journey. Abraham left familiar ways, set forth to an unknown land, and learned to silence terror with a ready heart. Isaac and Rebekah came to know how parents may risk their children for the sake of a vision. Out of their weakness, they forged the strength to live and love. Jacob, Rachel, and Leah dreamed and fought and grew, at last to become the blessing they wrestled for. So did those who came before us, sent forth a blessing fashioned out of their own longing to outgrow themselves. And their longing is ours. Blessed is the power that sustains us on our journeys to the distant shores of blessing. Your might, Adonai, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good and not for evil. You are the source of life and blessings. Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children. You are the support of the falling. Help us to lift up the fallen. You are the author of freedom. Help us to free the captive. You are our hope in death as in life. Help us to face our future in life and in death. Your might, Adonai, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, מרחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מבינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
To all generations, we will make them known for your greatness, and to all eternity, proclaim your holiness. Your praise, God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed is Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. We have come together to strengthen our bonds with our people Israel. Like Jews of generations past, we celebrate the grandeur of creation. Like Jews of every age, we echo our people's ancient call for justice. Our celebration is a sharing of memory and hope. We are Jews, but each of us is unique. We stand apart and alone with differing feelings and insights. And yet we are not entirely alone and separate, for we are children, one of people and one heritage. Our celebration unites many separate selves into a single chorus, and we are one in search of life's meaning. All of us know despair and exaltation, all bears burdens, all have moments of weakness and times of strength, and all sing songs of sorrow and love. May our celebration bring us strength along our way. In this circle of hope, in the presence of the sacred, may the heart come to know itself and its best, finding a fresh impulse to love the good. May our celebration lead us to work for the good, and may this Shabbat give strength to us and to our people, Israel.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
You are with us in our prayer, in our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety assails us, and pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. We cannot merely pray to you, God, to end war, for we know that you have made the world, that we must find our own path to peace without ourselves and with our neighbors. We cannot merely pray to you, God, to end starvation, for you have already given us the resources with which to feed the entire world, if we would only use them wisely. We cannot merely pray to you, God, to root out prejudice, for you have already given us eyes with which to see the God in all humanity, if we would only use them rightly. We cannot merely pray to you, God, to end despair, for you have already given us the power to clear away slums and to give hope, if we would only use our power justly. We cannot merely pray to you, God, to end disease, for you have already given us great minds with which to search out cures and healings, if we would only use them constructively. Therefore, we pray to you instead, God, for strength, determination, and willpower, to do instead of just to say, to become instead of merely to wish. For your sake and for ours, speedily and soon, that our world may be safe and that our lives may be blessed.
שים שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל עמך, ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד באור פניך, כי באור פניך נתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו. שים שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל עמך, תורת חיים ואהבת חסד ואהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום. שים שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל עמך, וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שים שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
We continue silently.
legion libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri
We continue now with the service for the reading of the Torah.
Seu she'arim rashechem v'noso itei olam v'yavor melech ha'aravot v'yuzeh melech ha'kavod Adonai Tzebaot Omelech ha'kavod Selah Al shlosa devarim Al shlosa devarim
This is the covenant that dedicates the children of Israel to the pursuit of justice and peace. This is the Torah, pillar of right and of truth. This is the law that proclaims just as God is one, so too are all people one. This is the precious inheritance of the children of Israel, passed on in every generation of our people's history from parent to child. And so now do we pass this Torah through the generations, as we create yet another link in the never-ending chain that is our Jewish tradition. And now we join with Dani as we say these words from our Torah. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one.
Shema
Please be seated. Our Torah portion this Shabbat is from our book of Exodus and is the passage that precedes that great Exodus when our ancestors left Egypt and made their way on the journey of a generation towards the Promised Land. And the part that Dani will read for us this morning as she becomes Bat Mitzvah was that first evening of Passover, the night, as we will hear, of that 10th and final plague that struck Egypt. And also the night, as we will hear, of the first Passover ever in our people's history, the first time that this ritual was observed. We'll hear Dani read about that as well. And to me, it seems particularly appropriate, as she becomes Bat Mitzvah, that Dani shares with us the origins of a holiday that are over 3 millennia old. Because to see her standing with this Torah in her arms is to know that Dani will keep alive in her generation the traditions that have been kept alive for so many generations to this point. Just as we continue to keep the Passover Seder, and we continue to tell that story of our liberation and of the obligation that liberation brings to work for the freedom of others, so too will Dani take our tradition forward into the future, making it a part of her life, not just words that she reads, but rituals, ethics, morals, practices, and rituals that she will live for the rest of her life as a Bat Mitzvah.
יעמוד בראשון לעליל התורה.
Grandpa Bernie?
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMbarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMbarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'cha banu mikol ha'amim v'notan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Moshe, Ko Amar Adonai, Kahatzot Halayla Ani Yotzei Betoch Mitzrayim, Umit Kol Bechor Be'eretz Mitzrayim, Mibchor Paro Hayoshev Al Kiso Ad Bechor Hashivcha Asher Achar Harechaim, Bechol Bechor Bahema, Vehayata Se'aka Gedola Bechol Eretz Mitzrayim, Asher Chamohu Lo Nihiata Vechamohu Lo Tosif.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam notah b'tokeinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
יעמוד מרדכי לייבל בן ברל שני לעליל התורה.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMbarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMbarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Uchol B'nai Yisrael, Lo Yacharatz Kelev Lishono Lemeish Ve'ad Behema Lema'an Te'edun Asher Yafle Adonai Ben Mitzrayim Uvein Yisrael Ve'yardu Chol Avadecha Ele Eli Yehishtachavu Lo Lemor Say Ata Vechol Ha'im Asher Bardlecha Vehori Chin Eitzei V'Yeitzei Me'im Paro Bechori Af.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet V'chaye olam nata b'zchukenu, Baruch ata Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yamot Ephraim ben Mordechai Lebel Udbor Alea, Shlishi le'alila Torah.
Michael? Michael?
That's your Hebrew name.
It's your turn.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Lo Yishma Elechem Paro Lema'an Revolt Moftai Paro Mitzrayim Umoshe Ve'aharon Asu Et Kol Hamoftim Ha'ele Lifnei Pharaoh V'chayzik Adonai Elyon Paro Velo Shilach B'nai Yisrael May Artso
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'chaye Olam Nata Betochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Ta'amot Aviva bat Dvor Alea Mordechai Lebel, Revi'i le'alila Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Laolam Vaed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim Venatan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Ve'el Ha'aron Be'eretz Mitzrayim Lemor HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem Rosh Hodeshim Rishon Hu Lachem Lehodeshei Hashana Dabaru El Kol Adat Yisrael Lemor Be'asor Lachodesh Hazeh V'yikhu Lachem Ish Se Lavit Avot Se Labayit Im Yom At Habayit Nihiot Misa V'lakach Hu Ushcheno Hakarov Al Beito B'michsat Nefashot Ish Lefi Ochlo Tachosu Al Haseh Se Tamim Zachar Ben Shana Yiyeh Lachem Min Hachvasim Umin Ha'izim Tikachu
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'chaye Olam Nata Betochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Ta'amod, 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 Bachura bat mitzvah, Tova bat Dvor Alea Mordechai Lebel, Chamishi le'alila Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam asher bahar banu mikol ha'imim. V'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch Ata Adonai, Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
V'haya lachem lemishmeret ad arba'a asar yom lachodesh hazeh ushahatu oto chol kehal adat Yisrael ben ha'arbaim v'lakach min hadam v'natnu al shetei hamzuzot ve'al hamishkof al habatim asar yochlu oto bahem ochlu et habasar alayla hazeh tzili ish v'matzot al mirorim yochluhu al tochlu mimenu v'bat uvashel mivushal b'mayim ki im tzili ish rosho al kira'av ve'al kirbo velo ha'itir benat mimenu ad boker v'hanotar mimenu ad boker ba'esh tisrofu.
Grandma Deb, Grandma Arlene, and Grandma Allie.
Yeah, I'm going to share with you. You record me?
That wasn't what I was told. Sorry, I was told something else.
Well, Moses said, Thus say Adonai, toward midnight I will go forth among the Egyptians, and every firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of the Pharaoh who sits on his throne to the firstborn of the slave girl who is behind the millstone, and all the firstborn of cattle. That's it. I just want to take the rest.
And there shall be a loud cry in all the land of Egypt, such has never been heard or will ever be heard again. But not a dog shall snarl at any of the Israelites, at man or beast, in order that you may know that Adonai makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel. Then all of these courtiers of yours shall come to me and bow low to me, saying, Depart you all the people who follow you. After that I will depart. And he left Pharaoh's presence in hot anger.
Now Adonai had said to Moses, Pharaoh will not heed you, in order that my marvels may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron had performed all these marvels before Pharaoh, but Adonai had stiffened the heart of Pharaoh so that he would not let the Israelites go from his land. Adonai said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, This month shall mark for you the beginning of months. It shall be the first of months of the year for you. Speak to the whole community of Israel and say that on the 10th of this month, each of them shall take a lamb to a family, a lamb to a household. But if the household is too small for a lamb, let him share one with a neighbor who dwells nearby. In proportion to the number of persons, you shall contribute for the lamb according to what each household will eat.
Your lamb should be without blemish, a yearling male. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. You shall keep watch over it until the 14th day of this month, and all the assembled congregation of the Israelites shall slaughter it at twilight. They shall take some blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and the lintel of the houses in which they are to eat it. They shall eat the flesh that same night. They shall eat it roasted over the fire with unleavened bread and with bitter herbs. Do not eat any of it raw or cooked in any way with water, but roasted, head, legs, and entrails over the fire. You shall not leave any of it until morning. If any of it is left until morning, you shall burn it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayu olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 יאי לי
Okay. Here we go. Okay. First off, I'd like to give a big thank you to Cantor Haley and Rabbi Seth for all your help and support over the past year. Just like Michael Jordan in his prime, you guys are not only great at what you do, but you have the ability to inspire those around you, including Dani, to perform at a higher level. Unlike Michael Jordan, you both have a special gift for making people feel good about themselves when they are in your midst. The passion and enthusiasm you bring to this congregation on a daily basis is a gift to all of us. Now, on to my next topic of discussion, our precious, loving daughter, Danielle, Alexis Stein. Dani, we are so proud of your accomplishments here today. You are conscientious in preparing for your Haftorah or Torah reading and incredibly determined to get all of it right. I should probably defer to the professionals, but I think you nailed it. Congratulations. Dani, as I stand before you right now, my mind is a blur. Your first 13 years have come and gone, seemingly in the blink of an eye. Fortunately, those 13 years were filled with so much fun, so much laughter, so much love, resulting in many, many great memories and many, many, many more to come. Well, at this juncture, 99% of all bar mitzvah speeches at this point, most parents would now begin the process of doing what I call listing. But Dani, as I promised you last night, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spare you and everyone else in this room from the monotony of standing here for 15 more minutes listing all the incredible, amazing things that you've done and all the witty, clever things that you've said. Instead, I'd rather focus on something that resonates more deeply for me and will be of greater value, I hope, to you. The great author and poet Maya Angelou keenly observed that when contemplating an individual's legacy, people will forget, and this you have to look at me for, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel. I want to repeat that so it might sink in. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Dani, almost from the first day you could talk, your words as well as your actions, mostly in the form of hugs and kisses, have made Mom and I feel like the most important people in the world. Not just in your world, but in the entire world, each and every day. In our eyes, your legacy is secure. Dani, Mazel Tov on your bat mitzvah day. We wish you a lifetime filled with health, love, and happiness. We love you very much. And that's it. Nothing.
Dani, I just want to tell you how proud I am of you today. And I love you.
Oh.
In our congregation, we have gifts for our young people when they become B'nai Mitzvah, gifts from our congregational family, and representing our family this morning is Marge Levine.
Dani, congratulations on becoming Bat Mitzvah. You did a wonderful job on your Torah, and you look beautiful. I have watched you grow into a funny, smart, sweet, kind, and beautiful young lady. Since you have arrived on Ridgeview Drive, you immediately became part of my family. You and Sammy have been friends for a long time, and you have been extra supportive, especially this past couple years. You somehow know what to say, what to do, and sometimes a hug from a special friend was all that she needed. So I thank you for that. Over the years, you and Sammy have played together for hours. We took many trips to Pizza Possess, endless sleepovers. We shared a lot of laughs and giggles. Your contagious laugh and smile is one of your special qualities. You have become very determined. When you set your mind to do something, you do it, and you do it well. For example, you enjoy playing tennis. You are good at it, and your focus has paid off. You also enjoy dancing. I remember you and Sammy spending hours listening to music and creating a dance move. It was something always fun to watch, the two of you spending time together. Although you are the youngest of all of us, you have always been the most proper. I remember a trip to New York City a few years ago. We had so much fun. And when your mom and I got too loud, you told us to stop. And when we did it, you routed us to your dad. So we had no choice. You told them that we were inappropriate, so we had no choice but to stop. When I think of you, the word cute comes to my mind. Ever since you were little, that's what everyone said. Dani is so cute. But your sister Lauren changed the phrase to say, isn't Dani cute? She says it all the time. Couple weeks ago, I stopped by your house, and your brother, Michael, greeted you with a big hug, big warm hug. And he says, Dani, you are so cute. I hope you know how very special you are. You share a very strong bond with your family, your brother, your sister, your mom, and your dad. I think your mom forgot to tell her doctor, I think Becky, to cut the umbilical cord because you are still so close, so attached. But I don't think she would have had any other way. You share something very special, something very unique. The other day, your dad told me his speech won't be too long as he tells you every day how much he loves you, how proud he is. I am delighted to be part of this special day to celebrate with you and your family your bar mitzvah. I wish you all the love, happiness, good health, and much success in your life. This Torah is a welcome gift from our congregation to help you and to guide you through your life. Mazel tov, Dani.
It is also a tradition in our congregation that our young people present each other with the gift of a Kiddush cup to recall the time they've spent here building their Jewish identities. And presenting Dani with her Kiddush cup this morning is Samantha Levine.
Dani, you did amazing on your Torah. You look beautiful. I'm so lucky to have such an amazing friend. You're not just a friend to me, you're like family to me. We can talk forever and ever. I could tell you anything when it comes to everything, and I could trust you. You have been my best friend for so long. We have so many inside jokes, I can't name them all because we'll never make it to your party. I have no idea which one I should start with. Well, do you remember when we played Uno and Spit? Oh my god, that was so funny. We both cheated. When we went sledding, we had the funnest times. We're sledding buddies. I can't believe that you're 13. I hope you had the bestest night because you deserve it. Today is all about you and for you. I love you with all my heart. And the best wishes, Mazel Tov. Love you.
We rise. Please be seated. I was lucky enough really to come to know Dani for the first time 5 years ago when her family traveled together with mine and many others from this congregation to visit Israel together. And there is a particular episode that sticks with me from that trip about Dani that seems to me to be formative and informative for celebrating her today as Bat Mitzvah. There's a day on every congregational trip to Israel, a hard day, when we go to visit Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Memorial Museum. And Dani, who was either just 8 or even turning 8 at that time, didn't go, but she and Donna, and actually my 2 daughters who are younger and a babysitter, they went to the biblical zoo. And it wasn't until later in the day that I went to go check in on my daughters, and I saw my 2 daughters and Dani all in the same situation. And that was with tremendous bags of candy, because Donna had taken them to the Jerusalem equivalent of Last Licks, where evidently kilos and pounds did not translate properly, and these young girls walked out of there with more candy than I think fit in the entire Middle East. And I remember asking Dani how it was that she got that much candy. It was an amount I couldn't even fathom, and she looked at me and she just said, "I wanted it, and so I asked for it." That seems to me to be who Dani is. To begin with, everyone here knows Dani. She is overflowing with sweetness. Just when you think you could pack more in, she surprises you with her kindness, her thoughtfulness, her decency, and she has to her character a sweetness that well exceeds even kilograms of candy bought in a Jerusalem candy shop. But also, and importantly, our Dani Stein, our bat mitzvah, is a young woman of tremendous will. When Dani wants something done, she has learned how to do it. And because she is sweet, what Dani wants to do is the best. Think just for a moment, because we know her, about what it took for Dani to stand here today and read what I will now admit was a tremendously long Torah portion, so flawlessly in Hebrew, for a young woman who spent one of the key years of Hebrew school away from Hebrew school and came back, and without the advantage of years of practice, set herself and her mind to study, and stood up here today as a worthy bat mitzvah, never taking a shortcut, but doing the hard work, doing everything she could and everything that was in her power to stand here. It was Dani who made this day. It was Dani's desire to make sure this day happened. And it was Dani's hard work, her determination, and her will that brought her and now allows us to celebrate her as bat mitzvah. And so I think our youngest Miss Stein tells us something about our lives and how much we control our lives. I think she comes before us to testify that, in fact, we do have a great deal of control over who we are and who we will be, and that we use that will to control and to shape the very person we are to become. And thinking of that, seeing Dani reading from the Torah, it struck me that the polar opposite is in our Torah portion. For the very words that Dani read out of our Torah talk about how Pharaoh had his will controlled by God. That by the time of the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th plagues, Pharaoh might have been willing to give up. But in our Torah, it is God who hardens Pharaoh's heart, who somehow reaches into Pharaoh and controls Pharaoh's will and doesn't allow Pharaoh to let the children of Israel go. It is God who controls Pharaoh and allows the last plagues to happen and sets up the great drama of our freedom. And for us modern people, it's a troubling passage. For the first part, we don't like to think of ourselves as being controlled or programmed by some distant deity. But also, as we stand here in our sanctuary and say repeatedly, Baruch atah Adonai, we don't want to think of the Adonai to whom we offer praises as the kind of God who so coldly manipulates character. And honestly, we're not alone in asking that question about how it is that God could control Pharaoh's life, seemingly pulling his strings like a puppet. 2,000 years ago, 2 of the great rabbinic sages of our Talmud knew this as well. And they had a discussion. Rabbi Yochanan, who is the great sage of his generation, said this about the passage in the Torah where God controls Pharaoh. He looked at his students and he said, "This allows anybody who doesn't want to believe Judaism the right to walk away." And his son-in-law, Reish Lakish, looked at him and said, "No, father-in-law. This means that if God warns a person once, they can change. And if God warns a person twice, they can change. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. The ability to do repentance and to become the person you want to be is fine. But after repeated sinful action, after sticking stubbornly to a course of action by sheer force of will, the human being arrives at the place where they are no longer able to change. When your will is so constantly focused in one direction, argued Reish Lakish, you lose control over your own life. Well, I was taken by this interpretation because I had the same difficulty with the Torah portion that Rabbi Yochanan had. I was thinking about what it means that we lose control over our will. And how is it we people who really are free every day to choose what we want to do, to choose who we want to be, how is it that we lose control of who we want to be? And hearing Reish Lakish's words, I realize that it happens by falling into patterns, and that patterns shape habits. And nowhere is this more evident than in the man who went on Oprah on Thursday night, and evidently last night I was here. A man who became so inured to cheating, to lying, to suing, to defending his lies, that it became commonplace for him. Now, whether or not you believe Lance Armstrong or think he's honest in his repentance, it takes a tremendous force of will to put aside the incredible shackles of habit, the patterns of lies and deceits he's lived, I believe, for almost 20 years. That is an effort that Pharaoh couldn't undertake. Pharaoh was locked into that. He couldn't change his character. What Lance Armstrong proves, what Pharaoh in our Torah portion proves, is that we do have the will to be the people who we want to be. But if we allow ourselves to fall into terrible patterns, if we allow ourselves to fall into the worst of habits, sometimes it might seem as if we lose control, as if it's beyond us, because it takes a massive effort to retain our lives. I share this with you not only because all of us have bad patterns we want to overcome. January 1st just happened. I wonder how we're all doing on our New Year's resolutions. I still see many of you at the gym, which was mine. But all of us are also like Dani. We don't just have to look at the bad things in our lives and try to change them. We can be like our bat mitzvah and look inside of ourselves at our qualities and our character and think about who it is that we want to be and how it is that we're going to get there, not at the work it will take or the size of the task, just the promise of who we could be, knowing that one day, like our bat mitzvah, if we work hard enough, we will stand on the bima and become bat mitzvah. We will achieve what we set out to do. We will become who we want to be. That is part of the lesson of this week's Torah portion, where Pharaoh is encrusted by shackles of habit, because it is read for us by a young girl who set her own practices and her own habits, and who in becoming bat mitzvah teaches all of us that we have the power to do the same, to become the best of who we want to be, each and every one of us. And it is with gratitude to Dani for teaching me that lesson, and with appreciation to see how she will continue to instruct all of us in her years ahead of her, that I ask her now to rise and receive her blessing as a bat mitzvah. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May divine light shine down upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May divine countenance always rise up over you and grant you the manifold blessings of peace. Amen. Congratulations. We continue now in our service as we turn together to page 22 and rise. May the time not be distant, God, when your name shall be worshipped in all the earth, when unbelief shall disappear and error be no more. Fervently we pray that the day may come when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye, when all who dwell on earth shall know that you alone are God. May all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your dominion be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom ha'hu bayom
Zecher Tzadik Livracha. The memory of our righteous remains for us a blessing when we carry on their spirit in the way we lead our lives. Grateful for the memories of all who are dear to us, we now rise. Together we say words hallowed by generations. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalamad yivrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yom echon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael v'galav yizman kariv imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam ula almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei d'kudesha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata damiran v'yalama v'imru amen. Yehei shalom araba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen.
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kemalkeinu, Mi Kemoshienu, Nodene
Oseh Shalom Bimromav, may the one who ordains peace in the heavens inspire us to work for peace here on earth, for ourselves, for the whole household of Israel, and for all the peoples of our world. Amen. Shabbat Shalom.